Today on the bench, I'm going to talk about Warlord Games' Zombie Horde. I'm a fan of Modifius war games, specifically 5 Parsecs from Home and 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. And they're both really fun solo skirmish games. And I saw a new game coming in the pipe called County Road Z. It's been released before on War Games Vault, but there's a new edition that's coming out. For me, I was really sort of struggling trying to think about where I could pick up a bunch of zombies. Fortunately, I remember there was an old manufacturer called War Games Factory. And in fact, I have a couple of their boxes of their Russian platoons. These sets were crazy for the value they had. I mean, if you look at this, they had 31 figures per set. They were just a great buy for wargaming. Unfortunately, they went out of business, but you could still get their miniatures and they were still available, and Warlord Games picked them up. This is their Zombie Horde. It's a nice kit. They have about 23 figures. Comes with some other stuff that you can get available. There's a set of cards. It was for their own game, which they called Project Z. I don't think it's being supported anymore, but you can still buy their miniatures on their website. Inside the set, you're going to get a set of female zombies and a set of male zombies. Pretty nice figures. You go through them. It's good to have the torsos and legs all together as one solid figure. They have really good detail, and you can look through here at like lots of sets of arms, lots of variety. You can see here good detail of the heads. And, you know, some of the stuff is a little ghastly. You can see here that they have severed hands that they're holding. Want to mention, too, that there's just a fair number of different sets that you'll have for different arms that match up. There's a lot of variety that you can get working through here. Now, want to mention too, it's a little odd that some of them won't be actually complete bodies. You're going to have few that are like sort of crawlers, if you will, just torsos. And I guess you'll put your arms and heads that'll be on them. So really it's thinking about like 23 walking figures. No, there'll be a few of them that'll be more like torsos, just sort of dragging themselves along the ground. There's lots and lots of arms, and a lot of little details on them. Some are a little macabre. You can see there that the hands, instead of decomposing, hands falling off and raw bones. Overall, there's really good kits. You can see here that, it's a grotesque looking. They have a fair amount of variety in it, and this took a little while to focus in on, but this is sort of neat little chubby zombie here in a hospital gown, and it's a pretty neat figure because it also has an IV bag that could wheel around if you wanted to. There's another one I have here. It's a little bit more grotesque, if you will. You can see that its arm is just basically falling off and decomposing. Good detail, quite a bit of detail that you can get on these. This is one of the male torso zombies, and this just took forever to get into focus, but eventually you'll see that there's some tire tread marks that are on it. You can see in there. It's just creepy, really, really gross, and it's just got a great look. There's a lot of variety that you can get through them, and have tons of stuff, bits a little left over. You can do some really interesting kit bashing if you really wanted to. They're hard plastic, great sets to get together. They assemble really well. Good number of miniatures that you're going to need if you're going to be playing County Road Z. Now, as I mentioned, it's really nice to have all the torsos and legs together, but there are a lot of different sets of arms, and they may not necessarily match very properly. So you want to carefully go through these and probably cut them out and work on one figure at a time rather than getting a mess of arms and just trying to figure out which ones go with what. There are some instructions, but unfortunately they're a little generic. They don't necessarily have any identifications on those that will match with what's on the sprues, to say like set A, set B, set C, etc. However, it is sort of helpful to have for the torso zombies. You can see here, it gives you a better idea of which heads or which arms that you need to go that match with those. And you do have quite a bit of variety on there for some options. This is pretty neat. You have a little radio for one of them. I couldn't quite get this in focus, but you have some that have purses or attaché cases. Really, it's a fun kit. There's a lot of variety that you can get for those. And so I think for County Road Z, you're going to need a lot of zombies. And I think that the Warlord Games Zombie Horde is a great buy for that. Quite a few figures. You can get a lot of different variety from poses and such. It's definitely worth picking up if you're going to be jumping into County Road Z.